The agreements being signed today include the integrated water supply amounting 115 million and the SASEC custom and logistic reform program amounting to Thank you. May I now invite the Honorable Finance Minister and the Honorable President, Director Anu Pushpa to take their seats. Thank you. Honorable President of Asian Development Bank, Mr. Masato Kanda, to deliver his remarks and for NITV's continued support to Nepal's development. Now, before we move from this hall,
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is truly an honor for this ministry and our government to host Mr. Kanda, President of Asian Development Bank, not just in Nepal but at the ministry itself, which for almost 6 decades has been representing our country at the ADB's board. I am pleased to speak today not just as the Minister of Finance but also as the Governor of the Asian Development Bank, Governor for Nepal at the Asian Development Bank. And this long storied legacy we are very proud to carry on, build upon, scale, deepen and widen. And the 2 projects that we signed today I think are a testament to the versatility of the engagement that we have here, from economic reforms to climate resilience, to hard connectivity from energy as well as roads and other infrastructure projects that work towards enhancing efficiency in our economy, reducing costs, and the logistics program and also the customs reforms will also go a long way in making our landlockedness less of a crippling factor as we catch up in our development projects. So these are, both the water supply project touching so many municipalities across Nepal. This will address the growing issue of urbanization and the aspirations that our young people and the citizens of our country have for a modern life. Many are migrating in large numbers from villages to towns and cities, and many have also indeed migrated out of the country. But this broad urban aspiration of a modern life has to be met. Unfortunately, our own resources are not sufficient, and the Asian Development Bank has been a steadfast ally, partner in this regard, from the Melamchi project for the Kathmandu Valley to this now, the expansion of the water and sewerage management programs across the rapidly urbanizing clusters from the east to the west of the country. So that's a very welcome engagement that we have. And as I mentioned, the customs and logistics reform, also part and parcel of the broader economic reform agenda that we have. And as we discussed earlier, Mr. President, on the reform agenda, the RAISE initiative and the budget support that you've been able to extend to us will go a long way in augmenting much of the election pledges that we have made in the past. And as we have already covered, this is a turning point for Nepal, both from the standpoint of political reforms and this big leap that we want to take on systemic reforms within the government and the broader organs of the state. At the same time, we want to make a big effort on economic reforms that will then steer reforms in other sectors, from agriculture to forestry to urban to trade and logistics. So this is a very comprehensive agenda that we have. The 2 projects that we've signed today will go a long way as a vote of confidence, and it will also incentivize a lot of the folks who are involved in this, from the municipal level to the provincial level to the federal government. But as I already observed, this is a beginning of a larger and much more ambitious reform agenda that we have, that we hope to execute with greater efficiency, efficacy over the next 5 years. And in this, we look to the Asian Development Bank as one of our most trusted, reliable, and significant partner. From the volume of resources that you bring, but also the ethos of this partnership. It's a very, very productive relationship. There are always hiccups when it comes to project execution. We hope to lessen some of that in the days ahead through legislative reforms, from procurement to land acquisition to forest clearances, etc. That's a burden that we carry, is in the interest of our country. But the faster we execute many of the projects, I am also mindful of the fact that we can draw on additional concessional resources from your esteemed organization. So we are truly appreciative of this partnership, and the simple hope we have is we can only do better in the days ahead. So thank you, Mr. President, for your presence here in Nepal, and we look forward to much brighter days building on the durable legacy that we've already built upon. Thank you so much.